First Take is presented by Bass Pro Shops. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas.
Before Steph Curry went off on the Hornets in his hometown of Charlotte last night, ESPN's David Newton asked Curry who would lose first, his 11-0 Panthers or his 20-0 Warriors.
My answer to that is us, but not until like February, hopefully. So that means Panthers get their Super Bowl win and we make it through that. Throwing Davidson in there too, they're 5-0 too.
How realistic is that?
I mean, who knows? Nobody thought we could start 19-0. So why not keep it going? I mean, there's a lot of great talent in this league, and we're obviously probably not going to go 82-0, but you want to approach each game that way and see what happens.
Curry wants his cake and to eat it too, Skip. I can't blame him. So who's going to lose first, Panthers or Warriors?
Panthers. That's what I believe. And I look down the schedule at Cleveland for Golden State and at Chicago. That's January 18th and 20th. I still think Warriors win those two games. Then it's San Antonio and Oklahoma City at home on Jan 25 and Feb 6. I still think Golden State will win those games, so I think they'll still be unbeaten.
It's a tough call for me because I think the Panthers are going to lose one of their next two games before going 15-1.
Yeah.
You know, but I also think that Golden State is going to lose one of their next three at really? Toronto That's or tough. At Indy. Paul George. Paul George is back. Okay, and Toronto is no joke, but they play Toronto Saturday and then they play Indiana Tuesday. So it's a tough call. I'm going to go with the Warriors losing before the Panthers.
It's Friday Eve. Thanks for joining us, people. Have a great day. Skip, Stephen A. We'll see you all tomorrow.
No.
I was real excited with that question.
No, I mean, look, let me say this. Mark Richt is a good coach. I hear that he's an even better person. Had the pleasure of meeting him one time. Seems to be an incredibly, incredibly nice man. Whatever comments that I make are nothing personal. I don't know him. I can only go by his record and what he has done. As good as Miami once was, and the potential that exists there, the level of talent that he has brought to Georgia, and what he has produced with it, I think he's come up short. 15 years at Georgia, just 2 SEC titles, no national championship, countless big games he's lost. Came within 5 yards. His claim to fame is that he came within 5 yards of playing for a national championship before losing to Alabama in an SEC title game about 3 or 4 years back. That's his claim to fame, a loss. 2 SEC titles in 13 years. I'm sorry. Nick Saban wasn't at Alabama for the last 15 years. Les Miles wasn't at LSU for the last 15 years. You've had opportunities where you should have come up big. And consistently, one time after another, Mark Richt has come up short. And I would like to say this, as uncomfortable as it may make people, we all know that when it comes to college football, there are a paucity of African-American coaches. So let me get this straight. I was told that basically he was fired. I understand, mutually agreed upon the part. No, you were fired, okay? Yeah. Okay, Monday. What's the day? Thursday. And you have a job. Clearly, Virginia and Miami, he was believed to be a candidate for both jobs. You got black folks all over college football that can't get a head coaching job to save their damn life. And this guy not only gets a job, but paying him $4 million a year, months removed from him getting a $800,000 raise, all right, when the man can't win big games. Only in America. I'm telling you, something special about this country. It really, really is, because there's so many people that can be mediocre or average that would never, ever, ever get an opportunity. But this man has a job waiting for him, because don't tell me that all of this happened in the last 3 days. That's probably why you were willing to leave Monday, because you knew you had this opportunity waiting for you. So why not go get it? There's something that just stinks about this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the job per se, But don't tell me if you're Miami that you couldn't have found somebody just as good. I guess being a nice guy is what the qualifications are for potentially big-time college opportunities these days. And I guess not only being a nice guy qualifies, but also being a nice guy who somehow, some way finds the way to ingratiate himself with the right people is what count, which clearly African-American coaches evidently must be incapable of doing in college football. Ingratiating yourself with the powers that be.
Right, I
find this to be ridiculous. It is what it is.
I had the same thought yesterday. Now, did any candidate leap to mind that you had in mind, African American?
No, but we were talking about Charlie Strong. But you know what the thing about it is, Skip, last comment? I don't have to have those candidates. Do you know why? Because we don't hear enough about black candidates out there in college football. We don't hear enough about them.
There wasn't an obvious one that I knew about.
Exactly. And I don't know too many people that follow college football.
I didn't know an obvious one.
So I don't hear about them.
Now, just for point of order here, the University of Miami did go with an African-American head coach before Al Golden. They went with Randy Shannon. I covered him in Dallas, and I thought he was going to be great.
But he wasn't.
He could recruit, and he wasn't.
And he wasn't.
It didn't re-detonate under Randy Shannon. It surprised me.
So I'm not talking about Miami. I'm just talking about the college football landscape.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think Mark Richt was a good hire for Miami, and I'll tell you why. He reminds me of my man Bob Stoops, the University of Oklahoma. And, you know, I got a love-hate going with Stoops. I like him off the field. He's a fine guy, nice guy. Want to hang out with him. He can really, really recruit. Richt can, and so can Bob Stoops. But when it comes to the biggest games, neither can motivate or strategize for the biggest games, because I can show you in both cases, Oklahoma, Georgia, every time it was showcased, nope, Why? They're too nice a guy. They're too laid back. They're too even keel. They don't detonate. You know, there's no fear factor that they can instill in the team. We go back to, when did the U start becoming the U? Under Jimmy Johnson. Now, they did win under Howard Schnellenberger before that. That's when Mark Richt, by the way, played quarterback there as a backup quarterback, to remember, to Jim Kelly.
That's right.
Okay, but Jimmy brought that edge to Miami. You know, that quote-unquote outlaw thing. Not that they're outlaws, but it had that mystique to it. And it was carried on under Dennis Erickson and even under Larry Coker. And then all of a sudden, they kind of lost their way. Miami is a hotbed of talent. We know that.
Right.
If you can just win Miami, you're going to win a whole bunch of football games. And I believe Mark Richt will start winning Miami, because he won that Georgia region, which is another pipeline of talent, obviously.
Right.
They were always loaded, and they always underachieved. But I'll take the talent that I think he'll bring there, even if they start underachieving. I think they'll still start winning more games than they have been.
Absolutely, positively valid. I can't refute that, won't even try to. He can recruit. He is an incredibly nice guy from everything that I've heard, even though I don't know if Goody Two-Shoes works in South Beach. I just don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But I also think it's important to point out, Skip, I'm not questioning his qualifications for this job. What I'm saying is something that stinks about the fact that it's there waiting for you, like, oh, my God, we have to have him.
Okay.
Really?
College football needs a Rooney Rule. That's what helped so much.
It needs a Rooney Rule. It does. It needs a Rooney Rule.
No question. Mark Richt's Georgia team had a ton of success against ACC opponents, going 19-3 in 22 games. Whose win streak will last longer, Steph Curry's Warriors or his NFL team, the Carolina Panthers? Here's Steph's answer.